here's the interesting thing. So nobody knew about this, but there was a question that was asked. First, it comes out on Spit Chicklets. They come out and say Monday morning in their episode that they put out that they heard that Michkov showed up for training camp out of shape. So one of the writers asks Tocchet about it on Monday, and Tocchet goes, "Yeah, well, he had this ankle injury that we didn't know about this summer, and it kind of put him behind the eight ball a little bit. So he's this summer." And it kind of put him behind the eight ball a little bit. So he's a couple weeks behind. He's playing catch up right now. So Michkov didn't talk yesterday. And so now Michkov was available finally today because they had the translator there. And Slava was there. And I asked him, I said, what happened? What was this ankle injury? And he said, it was just a little thing. Happened in the summer. But it's not the reason I'm not playing. I haven't scored anything yet this year. I'm just wondering, where did this come from? How does the team not know about it until late? And why wouldn't they tell you up front? Wouldn't you think that if you knew that your star young player was going to or was behind in his training, that you would put it out there? To say, hey, listen, he had this little thing. He's fine now. He's going to be okay. He's going to play in the games. But he might not be completely up to snuff because of it. Waiting till now to say it is going to bring out rampant speculation that they're trying to cover for him not being in the best condition. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant, right? What's the optics of it?
It's the perception of it.
Right, it's the optics
what you see, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and so that's where I start to question what the heck's going on here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I want to throw out something, and this is why I get frustrated with social media, although I'm online way too much. I don't remember a single soul during the preseason saying, Matvei Michkov looks out of shape. I do remember there being a picture on a golf course, and a very well-known satire account on Twitter expanded the image to make it look like Michkov was 2 or 3 times his normal width.
Yeah.
Right? There were some people who saw the one picture and they said, does he look like he bulked up a little bit? But during the preseason, I don't remember people saying, he looks like he's very out of shape. It looks like Matvei Michkov.
Yeah, I never
don't
thought
remember
that either, yeah.
And then as the games were going down, I don't remember hearing that. Even after the opener, it was kind of like, hey, he looks a little bit slow. It felt like it was after the Carolina game because he didn't see the ice in the overtime.
Well, we'll get to that.
That, to me, is where the whole narrative kind of shifted to, all right, what's going on? 2 games in, he should be in overtime. This is a thing that we would have, torched torts about. And maybe it's the fans who are trying to give Tocchet a little benefit of the doubt as the new coach. And they're trying to figure out why is he not in overtime. That's where it felt like it really took off.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to address this real quick, though, because Allison asked, wasn't he in a car accident this summer? He was, but I was told.
That's right.
It was in May.
In Dubai,
right? It was in May. It wasn't in the summer. It was in the spring. But I did ask about that, and I was told that this has nothing to do with it. The injury was related to a workout.
Okay. Because he also played. Remember, he played in those exhibition games too. He played in the NHL, the Russians NHL, best of NHL versus KHL.
Yeah.
He was, and that wasn't that wasn't a high intensity thing. Remember?
And that was after the thing in May.
Yeah.
So if it occurred.
Oh, good point.
If he had the injury in the car accident, he wouldn't have been playing in that event, right?
Yeah,
So it certainly did not happen there. But you made a very salient point, Russ, is that it was first noticed during the fact that he didn't play the entirety of the overtime in Carolina. And you would think Matvei Michkov would be on the ice for the Flyers during a 3-on-3 overtime, right?
Right.
And he didn't. Tocchet was asked about it, and that's when he first told us about this kind of he's behind on conditioning.
Yeah.
And then in the game on Monday against Florida, he sits the last 8 minutes of the game in a game that was close. When Florida had tied it. And if you go back and look, and Tocchet has been harping on this for 2 days now. On the shorthanded goal by Bennett, Michkov flies the zone.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the fans who don't know? So they get an odd man rush, and they're up, and Florida's got the puck in possession. They're trying to score the goal. Michkov just takes off to go to center ice.
Go get a breakaway.
To try and get a breakaway if the Flyers defensemen somehow get the puck.
Yeah, that's called a hope for.
Yeah. right? Yeah. So, like, Tocchet was livid about that. Like, he says, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
He says, I understand he's an offensive player and he wants to do things, and we want to hone that skill, but you got to do it within the framework of a team game, right? And so that's what Rick was saying about it. And then, secondly, in the third period, for 1 minute into the third period, he takes a hooking penalty, his third penalty of the year, right? Leads the team in minors. And it was a neutral zone hooking, which Bundy, right?
Yeah, there's that. They'll make a coach crazy.
Right? That's the worst place to take it, right? You know, if you take a hooking penalty in your own end because you're trying to defend, it's one thing.
Right.
You do it in the neutral zone, that drives a coach nuts.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you combine those two things. That's why Matvei Michkov didn't play the last 8 minutes of the game on Monday. It had nothing to do with the fact that he's not conditioned properly. It's because he made some mistakes.
Yeah. And it's, you know, again, when the skating gets going too, like, you know, they said, why didn't he play the other night against Carolina in overtime? He wasn't skating.
Yeah.
If you're the coach, you're not looking to put, like, maybe who might be your best player down the road in that moment. You put the players that are playing their best in that moment on the ice, and he did that.